Hi friends, this is Maggie. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm so happy that you did. I hope that you'll enjoy this video and that you will like and subscribe if you haven't already. So I just now looked up and my screen was blank. I hope that doesn't mean that my battery isn't fully charged or there's a problem with the memory card. But I'm just going to keep going and see what happens. I'll have to keep an eye on it though. So anyway, the other one I discovered that I like is walnut stain. It's a little bit darker and I think a richer brown than the antique photo, the vintage photo. I think there for a while the vintage photo was kind of oxidizing on me and it looked really orange to me, so I kind of stopped using it for a while and replaced it with walnut stain. I really like, and I like the tea dyed, the vintage photo, and at times I use the antique linen, and occasionally when I want something to look, the edges to look really old or maybe even burned, I use the black, I think it's black soot. I don't have it out, but so we're going to be using the tea dyed today for this project. So I'm thinking what I want to do is I've got this pretty lace, decorative lace. I think it's so pretty. So it's cheerful. I've got this adorable little girl. I've got some die-cut flowers. I'm not sure if these are Tim Holtz or if they came from someplace else. And then this bird image. I kind of, I think it was meant to be like a the size of a ATC, but it was kind of, this little doily was, you know, I think it was a doily or little flowers, but I decided to fussy cut around it and I wanted to use this. And I've also got this script tape. Now I think this may have been one of the last things that I purchased from Temu. I'm not even sure. Oh, now that I'm reading this, I don't know if I want to use it. I thought it was just, you know. I'll ride a donkey because the house, I promise God, it doesn't have, I promise God, I try to shoot rubber bands unless I have. Hurry with you, everything day, the dual audience is tired and the hero. No trouble, no, oh my gosh, just, well, it doesn't really make any sense, I guess. So I may be able to use this, we'll see. So I want to use this little bird, these flowers, this lace, and this girl. Now, I'm going to move the book out of the way for probably work on the actual page. I always like to use a piece of cardstock for my base, and that's what this is. This was a background page that I printed out, but I ended up not really liking it because it was so light. I mean, you can't even barely see the polka dots on it. So I tore these edges. So I'm just going to ink around them. I normally don't ink around anything that I put in the glue book, but I am going to today because I feel like it. Boy, I battled a horrible migraine yesterday. It was probably the worst one I've ever had. Today is Saturday for me. This will be your Sunday video. And I also want to do my masterboard Monday today, but yeah, it was quite a migraine. Very, very painful. But today I'm feeling much better. I did kind of have the sensation that I was going to get another one. I know that I'm going to get a migraine when I get really nauseated, and that's usually what my warning is, that it's going to happen. And I was sick to my stomach again this morning. I felt not sick. I just feel nauseated is what it is. It's just an overwhelming sense of nausea. And like I need to, do something, but I normally don't. Sometimes I'll get the dry heaves, but not typically. Okay, so I like this. I really like this green stripe paper. I like the color of it. And while this piece isn't necessarily the color that I'd like to go with, I'm going to use it anyway. So what I want to do is I would like to kind of tear this somehow. I always tear things so goofy. This way. Yeah, I always tend to tear things in a goofy kind of a pattern. I do want some of this to... I'm trying to tear it so that I don't have a lot of white edge. So I hope everybody's having a good day. Today would be your Saturday, just like it is mine, but tomorrow will be Sunday. So I hope that whatever you do, that you enjoy your weekend. You're enjoying your weekend. I think I want to tear a little bit more out. Yeah, I want to get my masterboard filmed. Like I said, I do want it to be a more masculine looking masterboard. I hope I can accomplish that. I would like to make two, and what I might do is make two 11s by 8.5. That's what I might do. That way I have a little extra. I don't know how big that book is going to be. I have no idea. I'm really kind of going to be building it from scratch. I have lots and lots of background pages. I probably have all that I really need. So I'm going to try to go with that. See what I've got that I can use. And then I'm searching for images that will work for me. So I think it's going to be a very interesting journal. We'll see. I kind of have it in my mind what I want, but you know how that can go. Maybe something like that. I think I am going to ink this. Now, Kate from Ink Paper Art, and this does feel really dry, and I haven't used it that much, says it's better to pick up your ink on your dauber in a circular motion rather than just daubing it in the middle, because then you get ink from all around it. That makes sense to me, so I try to remember to do that, but I forget more than not. Ink around this. I think this bird was a freebie from another creator, and I just can't think of who it was. I'll have to look back and see, because it's a very pretty kit. There's several birds like this and other things as well, and it was a very generous freebie by whoever it was from, but I just can't think of who it was from. I know it was somebody that I watch rather frequently. All right, now, this is where's my girly? I don't know how if any of you have watched all my videos or not, but I did show these in a recent video, these hobby tips. And I had said that the jury was out on these, how much I did or did not like them. Well, I used them once, and you know, I don't think I would recommend these or I would buy them again. I am thinking that that even a Q-tip might do the trick. I haven't tried it yet, but I do intend to try it. I bought these especially for areas like this where you need to get into the tighter places, and you know, you don't want to break your image. And I did use them once, and they are washable. I mean, you can, you know, reuse them. They're not one time and throw away. But I'm just not thinking, thinking back on it, they were either $10.99 or $12.99, and I think that was now that I've had them and I have not used them that much. Maybe partially because I forgot that I had them, I don't know. But I'm thinking that you don't need these. Now, there's other things you can do to get into these tight spots. And I'm thinking something as simple as a Q-tip might work, but I don't know. I haven't tried it myself. I will have to try it and let you know. Q-tips are not something that I typically keep around anymore. I mean, you know, I used to have them all the time, but my husband liked to use them, but I just never use them. But I'm going to have to dig some out because I'm sure we have some, and see how they work in this ink. But I think this little girl is very sweet. So yeah, I'm not so sure I would recommend these. If you've tried them, let me know. I would like to know what your opinion is. I mean, they're not bad. I'm not giving them necessarily a bad review. I'm just saying that you could probably get by without them. They are pretty well made. You know, I want to say it's just, you know, this is just a piece of plastic that is, it's slightly bendable, but unless you bend it real hard, you're not going to break it. With some foam to it. I'm not sure how. It's probably attached with some kind of super glue because it doesn't show any signs of coming off. So I'm not faulting them for the quality at all. I just think they're a little pricey for what you're getting, and probably something else could be found that you have I see a lot of people using the finger daubers, and that's what I was really looking for when I found these. So I decided to try them. I am going to make a video soon about what I've found for the last, after doing this for a year and a half, to be my most useful or most needed tools. I need to rinse this off. All right, I think I can put this away and put this up. All right, so now how am I going to lay this out? I'm really dragging my feet here, aren't I? All right, let's get cracking, Maggie. Get cracking. Get this done and over with. It's just one little page. So let's get cracking. So I'm thinking maybe putting this here. You'll discover, if you haven't already, that I do on these pages like to use a lot. I always like to use a person or a paper, one of Tim Holtz's paper dolls, or one that I've cut out as a fussy cut from, that I've downloaded from Etsy, or a old photo. It just, I just enjoy that a lot. It's not something that I typically do in my journals, but I do enjoy doing it in this glue book. Maybe I want this a little bit more under here. And I cannot seem to find any of my embroidery scissors. I went down to our little room that we call our sewing-slit knitting room, which we haven't made good use of, I'm afraid. And though I surely have some down there with my knitting stuff. And nope, I couldn't find any. Which is kind of troubling to me, because believe me, I have more than one pair. I really do. So I'm going to put this piece down first. I didn't really glue the edge of it. I didn't put much of any glue on the edge because I'm not quite sure when I want to put that bird yet. Of course it's not straight. Come on, Maggie. You can do this. My daughter always says to the baby, come on, little one, you can do hard things. And you know, I think that's a good thing to tell a child, that they can do hard things. They don't have to be afraid of everything. They need to learn to be cautious, but not afraid, not fearful. And she says that to her all the time when she's attempting a new skill. You know, now she can pretty much hold her bottle. You know, she can pretty much give herself her own bottle. She started recognizing the bottle weeks and weeks ago. And sometimes she would get so mad because that's what she wanted. She wanted to be fed. And so she started recognizing it. And then right on the tails of that, she was trying so hard to wrap her hands around it so she could hold it, but she still didn't have good control of her hands. You know how they are. so she now can hold her own bottle and get it in and out of her mouth. That's the cutest thing. She still, you know, is learning that hand control, but she's got it, boy, I'll tell you. This girlie has got it. All right, now what do I want to do something with this lace. It's so doggone pretty. Maybe I could put, I'm just really attracted to this color yellow. I think this is the right side. I don't know if it's like a buttercup yellow or exactly what it is, but I just think it's so pretty. When I graduated from the 8th grade, my mother made me the most beautiful, I think it might have been about this color, yellow chiffon, and I don't know, I'm sure it wasn't silk, but taffeta or something maybe, I'm not sure, I don't remember now. It was so pretty. Maybe that's why I like this color, because it reminds me of that dress my mother made for me. My mother was such a wonderful seamstress. Oh, she was so talented. It was just amazing. She would sometimes do sewing for other people, but not that frequently as I remember it. She mainly sewed for herself and us children, you know, my sister and my brother. Often our Easter outfits would all be along the same theme, you know, maybe like a sailor type theme, or somehow we all coordinated together. You knew we were siblings, that's for sure. But my mother took a lot of pride in that. She could go downtown and see a dress, either for herself or for one of us children, one of us girls, or even something for my brother. And she would look at it, and next thing she would study it a little bit, and the next thing you know, she was making a pattern for it and had duplicated it. It was amazing what she could do. So she was not an educated woman, she educated herself. And she's been gone for a long time. She passed away at a very early age from a heart condition. And I miss her. I really do miss her. I'm gonna go like this. She was only 64 when she passed away. My oldest daughter remembers her quite well, but my youngest one barely. She has a few memories here and there, but nothing really significant. And I'm hoping that, I remember when, you know, it was so hard. So hard. I think I want to add a little yellow. her a little ribbon in her hair. I don't know. Marigold, that might be too bright. Oh, that's not a good thing to try it on. Oh no, that's too orangey. No, 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 I don't like that. What's this one? Deep yellow. That resembles that one too much. Maybe just not quite as much orange. I don't want this one, chartreuse, or this fluorescent yellow. I don't want that. Marigold, deep yellow. Let's see, what is this one? Will this one do it? Lemon yellow, maybe this will do it. Yeah, this will work. So these are watercolor pens from Chromatech. Alright, so let's see, I got my glasses on. It's not the easiest to see. So here we go, friends. Just put a little color in this little pretty girl. Such a little cutie patootie. Maybe make her little socks yellow. Give it a little hint. Anyway, I really like these pens, but in all honesty, I don't use them as much as I should or would like to. I forget about so many of the things that I have. And I try to keep these handy so that I will use them. There, that's enough. Just a little hint of color. So I keep them in this container. This little container here, I think I don't know where I got this, I'm not going to say. And these are some watercolor pencils. And then these are some, these are watercolors, but they're supposed to look like metal. And I did use some of these last night. I'm not so sure I like them. They really didn't seem to be very well pigmented. But we'll see. That's the first time I'd used them. Alright, so she's got a little bit of yellow there. I'll put her down someplace in here. And our flowers we'll put in here. They're kind of matte. I don't think those are sunflowers, but they're the same color basically. What do y'all think? Alright, so let me put a cat. And I was so tickled when I went down to look for my embroidery scissors that I couldn't find. I found some more needle protectors, and this is a little needle protector. And it fits perfectly on these little bottles with the, rather than putting the pin in here, because I lost the pin to one bottle, so that went out of commission. And this one, the other pin is all bent up, but this fits on here perfectly. And I could put Fabri-Tac in there and it would be well sealed. It doesn't fall off. So I'm very happy. So you can buy them very tiny, or you can get them bigger like this. I think this orange one might be an extra large one for, larger knitting needles. So I was very happy with that find that I made down there, that accidental find. I brought some others back with me from that are this size, and I don't know where I put them. And I need to find them because I want to fill some of my other glue bottles. I'll tell you, it makes such a difference when the tops of the glue bottle, to me, this is just my opinion, what I've personally have witnessed or noticed. It makes such a difference in the glue and how it comes out of the bottle and everything when the little nozzles are covered properly and don't get a lot of excessive air. It just really does make a difference. They just seem to come out so much nicer. And so let me put my little bird down. So I'm going to slide him right under there. But I haven't knitted in quite a while. And it was always something, especially when I was still working, that I enjoyed doing in the evenings or whatever. You know, I could just sit and relax and knit. I enjoyed it very much. But I don't know if I got bored with it or I put a project down and didn't pick it back up. I don't know what happened, but anyway, I've got all kinds of beautiful knitting needles. But I can't, and with those unfinished projects, I'm sure I have a nice pair of embroidery needles, or very small, not embroidery needles, but embroidery thread. But I haven't located them yet, and I really don't want to go on a search for them today because I have too much I need to do. Oh, I meant to trim this out right there, but oh well. It's got glue on it now, and it is down. Okay. I feel like I need something else up here. I know I'm going to put a label of some sort or another, or a quote. I love this quote, this quote book. I've said it, I use it almost every time I do this, pages in this glue book. I got it on Amazon. Can't remember the price. I know it was over $10. But I use it a lot. And once it's down to where there's not much to choose from anymore, I will probably get another words. Okay. I think I'll use this one. I always have to cut them down though. I just think they're a little too big. But again, that's a personal thing. It's not meant to be the rule of thumb or any kind of a criticism in any way. Because I love these. And this says, life is ours to be spent, not saved. And that's something that some people never learned. I don't even know that I fully have learned it yet. You know, we're always waiting for tomorrow. You know, I find that I myself saying that a lot. Well, tomorrow's another day. I'll do it tomorrow, you know. But we're not promised tomorrow. We don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So I'm doing more and more to try to encourage myself to not put off till tomorrow what I can do today. I think I need something else. Do I need a butterfly up here or something? Seems like that's too empty, but yeah, it's kind of busy. Let me see if I got a butterfly that might go up there. Oh yeah, I wanted to use this. Oh well, didn't work in. That's okay. Another time, there'll be other days, other pages. Not to be concerned. Oh gosh, look at this butterfly, yellow and green. Oh, that's too big. But she's so pretty. So pretty. Wish I had a smaller one like that. This is blue and green. It's not exactly the same, not quite as big, but pretty big. There's a yellow and green one. Well, one thing about this is going through these things helps remind me what I have. That one doesn't look too bad. Not bad at all. These are just too big. I don't want it to like take over the page. I don't want it to be so I mean, it is out of proportion, but come on, let's not get ridiculous. It's a pretty green one with some yellow in it. Should I stick with this one? That one still has its antennae. I'll go with that one. I like it. I like it well enough. All right. Oh, I don't know why I'm so quiet. I do apologize. You know, I think I might need to use some Fabri-Tac on this. Well, maybe not. I don't mind if that wing sticks up a little bit. So if you haven't tried this needle protector hack for your glue top, the tops to your glue bottles, give it a try. I think it's really a game changer. It is for me anyway, because I'm not wasting anything. So I like the little quote by D.H. Lawrence, "Life is ours to be spent, not to be saved." Might be a little busy, but I still kind of like it. Yeah, I hope you like it. Okay, again, I don't really think for the price I would recommend these. You probably are just better off with finger daubers. But I think I've only used, oh, let's see here. Let's just, okay, so I did use this one, the other one just like that. So I need to clean that good. And you have these two larger little paddle-like ones and then two little pointed ones. This one is probably the most sturdiest of the three styles because it's got, really, it's not hollow. But these are, well, this one doesn't look hollow either. But these are interesting. All right, well, I will try to incorporate these more into what I do and to see how I really like it. Gotta wash those. See how I really like them. Also, I just wanted to quickly, I've been talking about this grid journaling a lot on my channel. I need to put this in the book, but I'll glue it down off camera. I hope you like this design. Please let me know. If you did or not. Oh, I need to put the date on it. I gotta put the date, folks. I thought I'd put a pen in here this morning, but all I put were pencils. Please. 24, 25, and this will go right in here. Making these pages is really relaxing because they're not going in a journal. You don't, like I've said before, you're not trying to meet a theme. It's just an activity that you can do. Before I started this channel, I was doing it just for myself, and I was doing it more frequently, like on a daily basis. And sometimes that was too much to expect of myself. But now I just kind of do them when I'm having the desire to do it, and then I make a video to include it in my rotation of videos. But it's very relaxing, and you know, it's not going in a journal. You don't have to please anybody but yourself. And well, I'm sharing them with you, and I do hope you like them. But you know, it may not be your cup of tea, this type of style or design. If we were to flip through this, which I'm not going to do, but if we were to flip through it, you would see that what I seem to lean toward is pretty consistent, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not, because it could mean that I'm just not being very creative, you know. But I like them. When I flip back through these pages, they most frequently put smiles on my face, so I think that's a very good thing. So I wanted to address this, what I consider to be a white elephant. So I started listening to, I listened to Marguerite Miller talk about grid journaling, and I am presuming that Margaret has had some artistic training. That's the way it seems to me anyway. Now maybe she hasn't. Maybe that's an assumption I shouldn't make. But, so she's talking about this grid journaling, and this is her little grid book. You can buy it on Amazon. It's not very expensive. And I bought it because I really wanted to try this. But I did not want to have to make the grids myself, because I know I wouldn't even attempt it if I had to do that. So I bought this, not very expensive. The paper's not very good, it's thin. If you decide to get this and do something like this, you might want to glue 2 pages together, because the watercolors do seep through. I've only been in this little thing 2 or 3 times. I usually put something down here so that they don't seep down to the next page. But as you can see on the cover of this, this printed cover, there's the same elements in each little grid. They're just presented in a bit different fashion, and not every grid has the same element in it. Some grids are skipped in lieu of putting something else in. And it's supposed to be a way of kind of freeing or encouraging your creative spirit to and loosening it up so you can create. And I have not heard this said, but I'm thinking that this is best done before you do start crafting, if you're inclined to do this, so that it does help to kind of free you a little bit. But I am struggling with it, and I watched another video in regards to it, and thinking that maybe this is just not for me right now. I have done I think 3 pages, which is nothing. I just did one last night, and I tried to use the same elements in different ways, but to me it's not very attractive. Something that I would want to incorporate into a journal. I don't like it. The next one is a little bit better. I did use all of the elements that I had in every grid. Just different placement, or yeah, not crazy about it. Same thing on this one. This one looks unfinished and probably needs something else on it, but I didn't go any further with it. I had a rough day yesterday, and so I was just playing around. But as you can see, I used those metal, they're kind of shiny, these metal-based watercolors. And now that they've dried, I can see them a little bit better. But yeah, they just don't seem real pigmented to me. So I use the watercolor paint, and then I used a colored pencil just to add some brown into it. And I had this piece of scrapbook paper. As a matter of fact, it's this one right here. And I just tore out some different size little shapes, geometric shapes and sizes. And then this piece of fabric that I tore into little tiny pieces and glued on. But yeah, I don't know that this is really for me. I probably will continue to do pages randomly just to see if I get a better feel for it. But if this is something you would like to try, I highly recommend watching Marguerite Miller. You can make your own grids, of course, by just drawing squares, small squares on a piece of paper. I'm not even sure how big these squares are, but they look maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches. They're 2 inches by 2 inches. So little 2 by 2 inch squares, you could use Post-it notes and draw around them. Or you could purchase something like this. I did watch another gal's video, and she actually had a free template to make the grids, make the squares. But you know, squares are really not that difficult to draw. I just somehow don't feel like this is a successful venture for me. But I wanted to show you anyway. You know, if it's something you're interested in, I recommend Margaret Miller's videos, and she can recommend you to some other videos. This is found on Amazon, and it's just listed. You can just put a search in for grid journal, or Miller House Press, and you will come up with, you will find this quite easily. So I'm sorry, I've been really slow today. I don't have much pickup. I apologize to you for that, but we did get our little page made, and I'm happy with her. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you'll come back to see me, please. I'm usually not quite this non-talkative, but come back to see me, and wherever you are, whatever time of the day it is, enjoy the rest of your day. May God bless you. Be good to yourself and your family, and enjoy what you're doing. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.